Senator Dino Melaye was on Tuesday docked before an FCT High Court in Abuja on a 6-count charge bordering on attempted suicide, damage to police property, and attempt to escape from custody. The senator, however, denied committing the offences levelled against him. Justice Silvanus Origi of the court, who said that he was aware that the court had granted bail to the defendant when he was arraigned before him on July 25, 2018 on the same charges, said the earlier bail conditions, which included the sum of 5 million naira and 2 shorties in like sum, were still valid and should be sustained in the current charges. In the earlier bail condition, Melaye was to produce 2 shorties who must be directors in the civil service, reside in the FCT, and depose to affidavits of means. The prosecuting counsel, Dr. Alex Izinyo, SAN, reminded the court that the defendant committed the alleged offences on April 24th. Counsel to the defendant, Chief Mike Ozehome, SAN, was, however, not in court as the trial judge adjourned the case until April 5th for hearing.
President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday night hosted members of the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council (PCC) to a victory dinner at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Correspondents reported that those in attendance at the dinner included the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and Chief of Staff to the President, Malam Abba Kari, some cabinet ministers and presidential aides. Meanwhile, the president had on February 27th hosted members of the PCC Situation Room to a similar victory dinner at the State House. Newsmen reported that members of PCC headed by the president and co-chaired by APC national leader Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who were inaugurated in January, formulated and took charge of the 2019 APC presidential campaign policy.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has restricted access to foreign exchange for the importation of all types of textile materials with immediate effect. The new restriction raises the list of items banned from accessing forex from the official window to 43. CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele disclosed this yesterday at the textiles industry stakeholders meeting in Abuja. The CBN boss said that the country's apex bank would adopt a range of strategies that would make it difficult for recalcitrant smugglers of textiles materials to operate banking business in Nigeria, adding that the details of the new measures, according to him, would be unfolded in due course. In his later remark at the meeting held at the CBN quarters, Emefiele revealed that Apex Bank has established a financial support program for the textile manufacturers with the provision of funds at single-digit rates to refit, retool, and upgrade their factories in order to produce high-quality textiles materials for the local and export market. He, however, said that the bank would initially support the importation of cotton lint for use in textile factories, with a caveat that such importers shall begin sourcing all their cotton needed locally from the year 2020. On provision of stable electricity, Emefiele promised that the CBN will support the creation of textile production center in designated area across the country, adding that the aim is to provide operators in the industry with the support they need to revive the textile sector and expand job opportunities. Emefiele acknowledged that Nigerians need to build an inclusive economy that will support domestic production of goods and services while offering job opportunities to semi Nigerians, adding that Nigeria currently spends above $4 billion annually on imported textiles and ready-made clothing. That's the business news from Television Nigerian. I am Chiwendi Osisiago. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Business News. I am Chiwendi Osisiago. The Central Bank of Nigeria plans to raise a total of 1.006 trillion naira from the debt market in the second quarter of 2019. This was disclosed by the bank in a data on the Nigerian Treasury bills issued program for second quarter 2019 on its website on Tuesday. According to the data, the CBN will raise 503.16 billion naira from rollover programs with a maturity period ranging from 1 to 3 years. As part of its rules to raise funds for the federal government, the CBN sells treasury bills twice a month. The bank issues treasury bills regularly as a control measure to help bank mop up excess liquidity and control the money supply.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission detectives are probing Abdullahi Babalele, ex-Vice President Atiku Abubakar's son-in-law, for suspected laundering of about €150 million. Babalele is in EFCC's custody with his alleged accomplice Uyigiwa Osage, who had earlier been arrested by detectives. Meanwhile, about €67,950,000 of the suspected €150 million has been traced to the account of Osage Babalele, two slush firms and to bureau de change operators of the 67.9 million Uyi's account received €26,050,000 between January 9th and 28th. Babalele is expected to account for €41,900,000. Both Uyi and Babalele, who is the group finance director of Atiku's companies, were still in custody as at press time yesterday, pending the conclusion of the investigation.
Godwin Emefiele, the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, has denied speculation of his removal from office. Reports early in the week emerged that the federal government had asked him to proceed on leave more than 2 months before the expiration of his 5-year tenure. According to him, he is confused and concerned about some stories making headlines about his sack, making known to the public that his tenure will expire in June 2019. Emefiele was appointed as CBN governor in June 2014 by ex-president Goodluck Jonathan. Prior to his appointment, he was the group managing director and chief executive officer of Zenith Bank PLC. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has again warned that ballot box snatchers and other perpetrators of electoral violence will be ruthlessly dealt with in Saturday's gubernatorial and State House of Assembly elections. He gave the warning at the end of the security meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday in Abuja. Adamu said more security measures will be employed by his men in violence-prone states across the country, insisting that the police would not tolerate any form of violence or malpractices in the polls. Adamu, who thanked Nigerians for coming out in their numbers to vote during the last elections, also urged them to do the same in the forthcoming polls, assuring that the police is ready with fresh strategies to make the exercise more peaceful.
Hillary Clinton has dashed any lingering speculation of another bid for the White House in an interview with a New York TV station. A U.S. correspondent quoted the former Secretary of State and 2016 Democratic nominee that she would not join a crowded field of candidates seeking to challenge President Donald Trump next year. Clinton affirms she is not running and told newsmen that she's going to keep on working, speaking and standing up for what she believes in. She has, however, been advising several declared or potential candidates, including Senator Kamala Harris-Khalif and former Vice President Joe Biden, according to the New York Times. According to Clinton, she plans to remain engaged with politics throughout the next election, even if she's not a candidate herself.
As the saying goes, the way you dress is the way you are dressed. Clothing speak loud about your personalities. These days, people dress very careful and selective when it comes to the type of clothing they wear. Everyone wants to look good when they're out at occasions or functions. Irrespective of class or social status, looking good does not depend on how much you have in your account, but how stylish and creative you are in matching color right, knowing the right jewelries, and of course the right shoes. Thus, the business of clothes making has become a huge money spinner, as clothes makers make a lot of money from the trade. Today on TVN Business, our focus is on the business of clothes making, the patronage, the challenges, and of course the projections. Stay with us.
At this moment, I think since December, this work is like season to season, but now the business is a little bit, but I think you can still, there is a little work for now, but I think the usually time we usually get work, it is Easter or Salah or Christmas, but I think now things are a little hard now, but we are managing.
So how is the profit like? It's like all of this to have plenty money. Why is the profit like? You used to have so much profit.
We used to have profit, but I think now people, they are still like, we are making so much. A lot of people have been into this business now. Like, I have experience, there are some bankers, they even left their work, they are now in terror. But most people, it is not with the tellers that we are gaming now, I think. Some people will just come and have the experience, and they will be bringing work to us. You see, we are not more in charge of it now. But people are into the work now. But sharp, we are still making it. Even the matter of if it's a bit the work, we can get more.
What the patronage? Are people coming to patronize you?
Yeah.
Like, can you rate it? 100%.
Like in December, almost like 100%, but now I think it's 30%.
Now the elections are over, do you have more patronage than before?
I think what even hold business now, I think let us be done with this election. I think everything will be flowing over because people just want this election to be better and we face a lot of things to do.
Okay. Which challenge do you face for business? What's the problem? Wahala?
One or two days for a customer. Piece of work. When you say, it's not going to be going well. You get the measurement. The point will feel okay.
The thing they okay for you, like to take care of yourself and your family?
Yes.
Like how many percent of you can you rate it? Like say the profit you are getting, most people believe say tailoring na one, that's why people they leave their business to join tailor because they say tailor money dey tailor. So they ask say how you see am too.
Money get customer, you get money. You don't get customer, you don't get money.
Tailoring business will make people clothes. It's a business. So we make people clothes and there's a little bit gain. But this time around there's a lot of difficult challenge.
So after the outcome of the election, how has business been?
This is bad.
You want to be explained to us?
The market is dull. That's number one. People, I don't know what is happening, but people they are scared to come to the market. We normally open market around 7 o'clock, but now they open market around 8, 9. People are still not around. So I don't know what is going on.
Like, you know, some people now, they rush to us, but they have fine business. What is the question like?
It's down.
Like,
Not like before, yes. Since after the election, it's not moving okay again.
okay, so the profits, how is it taking care of the needs and all?
Yes, the profit is okay because it's turnover. You know, when you buy something of like, let's say you buy something of 4,500, you sell it 5,000. The turnover is okay. But when you say you're selling it for 6,000, you know people will not buy. So the market will be down. So it's turnover. You just see no small profit from it. Get it.
So like, how much do you make?
Like in a month, highest. It depends on the market. We make like 70,000. We make like 50,000. It depends outcome of the market.
Okay, so how is the business, the clothing line, how is it like?
For now, business for last year, they said it was better than this February.
Okay, even after the elections?
Since after the election, nothing.
But on a normal basis, how is the profit like your clothing sale? You have to tell us how the clothing is.
For the profit?
Yes.
For the profit, we used to have, but not much.
Okay. So how do you sell your gown?
My gown, some of them are 80, but some people with price. The price now will not give to the normal budget. That 80,000, our last price is 65 or 60. Okay. But some people with price will end up selling with 50,000.
Because what are the challenges that you face here?
The challenges is like after we don't use it. And if it is Saturday, if it's 2 days, you will not sell it. And the rest
So what are the challenges you face? Like, you know, when customers come now and they want to buy, they will not pay or they will bring down the price. What are the challenges?
For the challenges for the business is that some people like credit.
Okay.
The into fashion has been clothing line. It's not that lucrative except during season like Christmas, Easter, back to school, festive seasons. That's one of it.
So what's the profit like?
I can't really tell. It's my boss because I'm working for someone.
Okay.
So for now, though, when there's no sale, there's no profit.
But how much do you sell clothes? You know, most times people go to the market and buy. Let me say, example for rice. When you buy rice and want to sell it, there's always profit for it. So people buy in bulk.
Yes, we do buy in bulk.
Can you explain what way?
Like from wholesale, my boss do travel out to get food.
So you guys have cooking?
We have wholesalers that we cover, and we have retailers too.
So what exactly, okay, your prices, you said your prices, okay, that much is 1 pound, how much is the biggest and how much?
It depends on the gown. We have gowns low as and we have as high as 13.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has given assurance that there would be uniform timing in the commencement of Saturday's governorship and state assembly elections nationwide. The INEC National Commissioner in charge of Enugu, Anambra and Benue states, Festus Okoye, gave the assurance on Tuesday in Enugu. Okoye, who spoke to newsmen on the preparedness of the Commission for the polls, also stated that there would be full deployment of smart card readers nationwide and further confirmed that the Commission is ready to conduct free, fair and credible elections. The head of publicity at the Commission, however, appealed to Nigerians to come out en masse to exercise their civic duty on March 9th.
President Muhammadu Buhari's victory at the presidential election is already bridging the religious divide among Nigerians. This was evident as Christian and Islamic leaders under the aegis of interfaith clerics joined forces to celebrate the president's overwhelming triumph. President Buhari was returned by the Independent National Electoral Commission ahead of the main challenger, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. In recognition of this remarkable feat, several renowned religious heads on Monday led thousands of their followers to the Unity Fountain in Abuja to begin a 3-day praise and worship program.
Only you can do what no man can do.
In his remark, co-chairman of NIFRAP, Sheikh Usman Muhammad, revealed that President Buhari is God's choice, while calling on Nigerians to support the president with their prayers.
The elections have come to an end, and it is evident that the forces of darkness have all been defeated by the Almighty Allah, the ruler of all humanity. We are gathered here to express our gratitude to Almighty Allah for his show of love for Nigeria, and also for putting the enemies of Nigeria to shame through the outcome of the presidential election.
We fasted for the success of the president at the election, as well as for God to grant him good health during the rigors of the election. God, in his infinite mercy, did grant us our heart desire. As not only did President Muhammadu Buhari won the election, he also is in good health throughout the election.
Some of the clerics also spoke on the achievements of the president in the past, urging Nigerians to tag into the new mandate of the president in the next 4 years and not to relent on prayers for the peaceful and successful tenure.
Well, we're expecting great things from the government. The first phase of the success of the things that the government have done. There are a lot of things that the government is expecting to achieve, and that's why we call it the next level. And that's why we're trusting God that as the Lord help Mr. President and his vice, they will do great things for this nation.
We are here to celebrate the victory which God Almighty has given Mr. President. We thank the Almighty Allah for the victory he has given Mr. President to continue with the excellent work which he has initiated in Nigeria. We are also praying to Almighty God to guide Mr. President and all his cabinet members to the right path.
The event was graced with many talented gospel musicians from both religions celebrating President Buhari's victory. A Nigerian princess, Okoye, was arrested at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi on Sunday for cocaine trafficking. Is due to appear in court today, Tuesday. The reports did not indicate whether Okoye was traveling from Nigeria, but she was picked up as she attempted to board a plane to Italy. Kenya's Daily Nation reported that the country's Directorate of Criminal Investigations confirmed the arrest via Twitter on Monday, saying Princess Okoye was a suspected drug trafficker. The DCI said Okoye, 25, was found with 77 pellets of suspected narcotics in packets that had been hidden into bottles of milk. Upon being placed under observation, she emitted an additional 15 pellets. Okoye will remain under observation as the DCT investigates her case.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation on Tuesday announced that it had recovered assets worth over 771 million naira from some oil marketers who underpaid for petroleum products supplied to them from the Kaduna depot of the Petroleum Product Marketing Company. NNPC Anti-Corruption Committee Chairman Mike Balami said the committee, in collaboration with federal government intelligence and anti-corruption agencies such as the Department of State Services, Economic and Financial Crime Commission, and Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, recover the assets from the defaulting marketers. The Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, NNPC, Udu Uhamadu, said the Corporation Anti-Corruption Committee brought in forensic experts to uncover the shady deals by some of the marketers involved. Balami outlined some of the recovered assets to include filling stations, water factories, and 6 port utility vehicles, adding that the forensic investigation would be extended to the other depots across the country to stop the bleeding of the national oil company.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the February 23, 2019 election, Atiku Abubakar, and his party have asked the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal for permission to access materials used for the presidential election. The request, which was attached with a 12-paragraph supporting affidavit, is contained in a motion ex parte they filed before the tribunal in Abuja, in which they are requesting to inspect the voters' register, the smart card reader machines, ballot papers and other vital documents used in the conduct of the presidential election. The PDP is seeking tribunal to order the INEC to allow their agents scan and make photocopies of vital documents used for the election to enable them establish their alleged irregularities in the election. Democratic Party (PDP) on Tuesday stormed the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to protest against the outcome of the February 23rd presidential election it claimed was won by its candidate Atiku Abubakar. The PDP is protesting the alleged unfairness of INEC, saying the commission was programmed to declare compromised election results in favor of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). Chairman of the PDP led a crowd protesters from Shehu Shagari Way in Maitama, Abuja, en route to the INEC headquarters to register their protest. The police has taken a number of measures to enhance security during the governorship and State House of Assembly elections, including a ban on concealment of vehicle number plates by all unauthorized vehicle users. The Force Public Relations Officer Frank Mba mentioned on Tuesday that the Acting Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu placed the ban and the prescription was with immediate effect. The IGP gave the order following intelligence reports that unwholesome practices may be deployed by some unscrupulous persons to commit electoral-related offences before, during and after the governorship and House of Assembly elections holding on Saturday. Adamu tasked security personnel to ensure watertight security of election materials and also urged them not to allow themselves to be compromised by anyone or group. As Kenyan aviation workers began a strike, flights were grounded and hundreds of passengers stranded at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. The Standard newspaper reported that workers were kicking against the planned handover of management of the airport to Kenya Airways, and the workers, who included the cabin crew, ground staff, security, air traffic controllers and maintenance staff, were called out by their Kenya Aviation Workers Union. According to the union, the plans will render most of the workers jobless. The strike took many passengers by surprise, as there was an injunction by the Employment and Labor Relations Court stopping the strike, and the airport authority had assured of seamless service on Wednesday.
It's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
Hello sports lovers, thanks for staying tuned to your favorite TV channel, Television Nigeria. Welcome to Sports Matter, a program designed to give you all you need to know in the competitive world of sports. I'm your host, Idoko Emmanuel, and with me on the program today is Samuel Ifeson. Samuel, you're welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now today on the program we shall be taking a look at last weekend's matches in the English Premier League, and we shall also be putting a searchlight on today's matches that will be played at the UEFA Champions League, and we have something coming from the home front. Now, Tottenham Hotspur's Hugo Lloris saved an added time penalty from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as the host came back from a goal down to claim a draw in the North London derby. It was the second spot kick of the keenly contested match at Wembley Stadium after Harry Kane had put Spurs back on level terms by converting a penalty in the 74th minute. His 9th goal in as many matches against Arsenal. The visitors led thanks to Aaron Ramsey's 16th-minute goal when he sprinted clear to calmly round Lloris and slide the ball in. Now, Arsenal were handed a golden chance to win the contest late on when second-half substitute Aubameyang was fouled inside the area. His miss from 12 yards was compounded by a late red card for Lucas Torreira. Now, Sammy, welcome. Yeah. Did you watch the match between Arsenal and Tottenham?
Yeah, I saw the match.
It was a London derby.
A very fantastic one.
Yes.
And the both teams lived up to the expectation. It was an intriguing one we were looking forward to, and I was glad that a good game of football was given to the fans. Arsenal went ahead by a goal from Aaron. What a very cool finish. It showed why Juventus was ready to splash that much money on him.
But looking at Tottenham, will they have a shot at the title this season?
No, I don't see them at 10 points distance. That's we have Man City at 71 points, trailed by Liverpool. That's closely trailed by Liverpool with a difference of 1 point. And when you look at Tottenham with 61 points, yes, that's 10 points difference in the space of 9 games to go.
Wow.
I don't see how they will be able to pull that one out.
Well, they're the Champions League, and we hope they get something from the Champions League. Now, another match that was played that day was the match between Man United and Southampton. Now, Man United won that match.
When I was seeing the match, the only thing that kept coming to me was I was seeing the era of Alex Ferguson. Yeah. And then you see the comeback, the never die spirit of Manchester United. They keep on going until...
Can we say Manchester United is back? Because with Solskjaer now, we see Manchester United have been on the winning streak.
I think we will not be too far away if we say that. An unbeaten run on the home front. And now they are in the 4th position, and we'll be playing Arsenal next week, so it's a game of 4th now and Champions League qualification.
So Mourinho was actually taking the club down the drain.
I think Mourinho was not doing very well with them, but he did well with them last season. Got them into the Champions League, won the Carling Cup.
But in that match, there's something that happened again. There was another miss, a Pogba penalty miss. So was it that weekend was a weekend of penalty misses?
But Harry Kane converted his penalty, so we can't outrightly say that. But then so many opportunities were just thrown down. But Pogba has been fantastic, and we can't take that away from him. Even the penalty kick with 9 assists and multiple goals, we can't. I think Pogba is doing well.
The shocker of that match was that Lukaku scored twice. Are we saying Lukaku is he really in form as it were?
There's one misunderstanding with teams that I think every player at one point or another would have to play his own part in the run. It's a very long run of matches. You can't play 38 matches on the Premiership front and play Champions League. And a team like Manchester United contesting for 4 trophies at the same time, and players on international duty. So there would be a period where you expect a dip in form. Yeah. But what we expect for a professional footballer or professional sports people is to come back and be stronger, and that's what Lukaku is doing.
Lukaku seems like my U fans have been on his stay all this while that he's too bulky, he can't carry himself. but he's been getting the goals, and then for Man U to come from behind to beat Southampton, I think is a nice one. Now, but the surprise of that weekend was the match between Everton and Liverpool. Liverpool couldn't get a goal.
It's a derby. The players, they know each other, they know their style of playing. In short, to a very large extent, they deploy the same style of play and the same community strength.
Yes, and the two coaches seems to be two very good coaches.
Yeah. So it's a very good one.
Well, Everton has stopped Liverpool from claiming top spot in the Premier League. That's putting if they had won that match, they would have moved to the top. But Everton said no because at Gordon's Park they had to draw.
It's 1 out of 38 matches, just like Klopp says. Okay. He said this just 1 out of 38, so we can't say outrightly that Everton derailed their...
Yes, but Salah couldn't see the back of the net against the African.
So I think Salah is doing fantastic this season too.
Action will resume at the Champions League matches that were played across Europe today. Well, in Portugal, it will be FC Porto that will be playing Roma, and we see that the Italians have the edge here. The aggregate of 2-1. Do they have? Does Porto have his chance to come back on this one? Because just 1 goal difference.
All to play for is qualification, and then you lost 2-1 when that is away at Stadio Olimpico. But now they're coming to Porto and with a goal deficit. I think they put all their mind in the game, but we can't overrule the influence of Zeko.
Yeah. But they're still struggling in the Serie A.
But he's doing well in the Champions League with 5 goals so far. I think he's not doing badly.
Now the big one is Man U traveling to PSG.
That's a very big one indeed.
Yes, Man U is already at deficit already. They are 2 goals down. Do they have a chance at PSG?
Man U is a work in progress. The development of PSG started years back. Remember, when they started with the signings of Ibrahimovic, and so you can't compare a deliberate development that has been consistent for over the years. Like now they have the likes of Mbappe and Neymar, the best players you can think of. I'm sure Man U is not concentrating on the Champions League.
They're more interested in even getting their foot back on the Premiership. Well, we wish all the teams the best. We hope you keep a tab with Television Nigeria. We're going to bring you all the results and all the highlights on this program of the Champions League as they are played. We have matches that we played today. Now back to the home front. Nigerian Professional Football League outfit Enugu Rangers suffered a 2-0 loss at home to Tunisian side Etoile du Sahel in the match day 4 encounter of the 2019 CAF Confederation Cup. Enugu Rangers lost the first leg 1-2 away in Tunisia and were hoping to avenge the defeat at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, but that was not to be. Rangers started the opening minutes on the front foot and tried to establish dominance. However, it was the visitors who took the lead through Nachi Maher in the 20th minute. After the halftime break, Etoile du Sahel doubled They put their best foot on the ground and hit the ground running. Now back to the Super Eagles. Nigeria Super Eagles coach Garnet Raw has again overlooked skipper John Mikel Obi for the forthcoming games against Seychelles and Egypt. And Super Eagles welcome Seychelles to the southeastern city of Asaba on March 22 in a final 2019 African Cup of Nations, although just an academic exercise, but already qualified. All right, and 4 days later they will take on Egypt in a friendly at the same venue. Now Mikel has not played for Nigeria since the team exited the 2018 World Cup at the group stage in Russia in June. Now, however, he has been on superb form for promotion-seeking Middlesbrough in the English second division club since he returned from China this January. Now Mikel once again is out of the Super Eagles team.
It's still the decision of the coach. He knows what he wants to play, who to invite. And Mikel is not the only one missing from the team.
Yeah, even
the likes of
Iheanacho, you understand that Iheanacho has not been playing good form this time around. And then the matches are just sometimes I will feel like, okay, maybe he feels that because it's just the match against Seychelles is academic, exactly, already qualified for the Nations Cup already, and the one with Egypt, but it's very important for our ratings. Zoho as a goalkeeper, he invited Ikechukwu Zemwa from Katsina United and Danny Akpe. These are the 3 keepers he's taking, and then for the defender he's taking
which has been fantastic for Torino.
Very fantastic player. I want to see more of that. Abdullah Shehu, Oha Valentine, Ozonwa 4 from Eyimba, another child, the homeboys player, which is a very good one. Chinedu Awaziem, William Ekong, our normal defender, Leon Balogun, and we have Kenneth Omero, Julie Collins, Semi Ajayi, and Ndidi Wilfred, and then Ogenekaro Etebo, which is going to hold forth in the midfield. John Ogu, we have Anna Ahmed Musa, who is coming by Victor Osimhen, Musi Simon, Henry Onyekuru of Galatasaray. We have our stopman, Ogion Igalo, and Arsenal's right-hand man, Alex Iwobi, and Samuel Kalu, and the likes of them. Now, Paul Onuchu and the rest of them. We hope to win that Cup of Nations this time. Because we'll have one of the best teams in the world. Well, that's the much we have for you today on Sports Matter. I hope we've done justice to all the issues raised. Now, as we wish that our football develops, we hope you keep a tab on TVN, keep watching Sports Matters. Thank you, Samuel, for coming to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Now, stay tuned. See you some other times.
Again. That's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
no man can do. Only
alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. ‘Yan uwa musulmai, abin da ya tara mu a wannan guri shine farin cikin dawowar shugaba Muhammadu Buhari a wannan tenuwa na biyu, ko in ce kamar yadda aka saba faɗa next level, wanda muke farin ciki a yau, muke farin ciki a jiya, muke farin ciki a gobe in Allah ya kai mu. Insha Allah za mu karanta 'yan surori kaɗan, ko in ce 'yan ayoyi daidai gwargwado, sanin maku sallama in sauka daga nan kamar yadda aka umarce ni. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لله ملك السماوات والأرض يخلق ما يشاء يحب لمن يشاء إناثا ويحب لمن يشاء الذكور أو يزوجهم ذكرانا وإناثا ويجعل من يشاء عقيما. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كلنا آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا كلة ولا شفاعة والكافرون هم الظالمون. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يهيدون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يعده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. الله منا roƙonka ka yi ma wannan Najeriya albarka, ka yi ma ainihin mutanen duk da suka zo gurin nan albarka. Allah muna roƙonka wannan mutane kamar miliyan 1 ko in ce 800 people da suka zo wajejen nan, Allah subhanahu wataala ya mai da su gidansu lafiya. Allah muna roƙonka a wannan gwamnati da ta hau, Allah subhanahu wataala ka taimake ta. Allah subhanahu wataala ka sa ta yi mana abin daidai kamar yadda muka yi daidai muka fito muka zaɓe ta. Muna roƙonka Allah subhanahu wata'ala ka sa dukkan wanda ba shi da lafiya ka ba shi lafiya, wanda yake da lafiya Allah ka ƙara masa lafiya, wanda ba shi da shi Allah ka ba shi, wanda yake da shi ma Allah ya ƙara masa, domin Allah ba abin da zai da shi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا بديع السماوات والأرض يا هادي يا سلام اللهم قسم لنا من خشيتك ما تهول به بيننا وبين معصيتك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتئنا اللهم بأسمائنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثارنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك فينا ولا يرحمنا يا ودود يا ودود يا ذا العرش المجيد يا فعال لما يريد نسألك بعزك الذي لا يرام وبملكك الذي لا يضام نسألك بنورك الذي ملأ أركان عرشك أن تكفينا شر المشرورات أن تكفينا شر الغاسدين أن تكفينا شر الحاسدين يا مغيث أغثنا يا مغيث أغثنا يا مغيث أغثنا اللهم احفظ وطننا نيجيريا اللهم احفظ وطننا نيجيريا اللهم احفظ وطننا نيجيريا اللهم احفظ رئيسنا محمد بوهاري اللهم احفظه اللهم احفظه اللهم احفظه اللهم احفظنا اللهم احفظ من شر الغاسدين إذا حسد اللهم احفظه من شر النفاسات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد ومن شر النفاسات في العقد من روقنك يا الله dan sarkin mulkinka dan isarka ka kare mana wannan ƙasa tamu ka kare mana shugabanmu ka bashi mashawarta na ƙwarai na gari ubangiji subhanahu wata'ala ka kama mana masharrantan ƙasarmu barayi da suka sace mana kuɗi a ƙasa suka mai da mu baya a rayuwa ubangiji Allah kwato mana haƙƙinmu Allah ka taimake mu Allah ka taimaka wannan shugaba adili wanda muka yi ijma'i ko ittifaki akan adalcinsa Allah ka bashi mashawarta na kwarai ka bashi mala'iku masu kariya sama da ƙasa kudu da arewa kamar yadda ka alƙawari akan shugabanni masu adalci Allah ka kare mana ƙasar mu ka kare mana garuruwan mu ubangiji ka hada kawukan mu ka ba mu zaman lafiya subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
In the mighty name of Jesus, our Father, we thank you because you have answered our prayers. We come to you and ask you, Father, to choose for us a leader after your own heart. Today we are back to you to say, Father, we thank you for choosing for us the leader, the President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, in the name of Jesus. Father, you will give him the wisdom to rule us. You will give him the wisdom to lead this country. You will protect him, Father. You will guide him, Father. You will help him, Father, because without you, he can do nothing. You are the one that has placed him there. All power belongs to you. We ask for an anointing from on high to be poured upon him, Father, so that he can rule us in this country in righteousness, in truth, in holiness, in the fear of the Lord, in the name of Jesus. Father, you say when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. Nigeria will rejoice. Nigeria will prosper. Nigeria will succeed. Nigeria will be moved to the next level. We thank you, Father, for answering our prayers. In Jesus Christ's name we are prayed.
Amen. Very quickly, I'd like to invite a very wonderful, very young, talented young man that is doing well in the gospel music industry. Ladies and gentlemen, a man with a golden voice, a man that I love and respect so much, to take us on a cruise of wonderful music. Help me put your hands together as I bring up stage King James. A round of applause for King James as he comes to minister to us. Thank you. We just came to bless God for Nigeria. We just came to lift his name high for Nigeria. How many of you believe in Nigeria?